Hello everyone and welcome back to Chronos Plays Persona 4 Arena. Today, we're loading the save to use story here, hopefully. Hopefully I did, it said confirm. Okay, so we're just going into battle here. Oh, Athena, you got Athena back. That's good, because the other one, Orpheus, is just awful. Just goddamn awful.
Finally.
Okay, fine, you want to be that way. Okay, how do I... Right, double. There we go. Okay, you got a gun to that sword fight? I mean, sword, fan, kick fight, and dagger fight? Ow. What do you mean, aerial? What the hell was that? I would hope so. What you do? You did what? You broke my persona? Oh, you, what the hell is that? Oh, you're overheating. What? Aigis, you have a mind? Okay, stop. Oh, you almost got me. A little bit harder than Chie and Yukiko there. Not as hard as Yosuke, but then again, I do kind of know the controls now. I should probably do practice mode. You're not wrong. At some point, I should do practice mode. That's a proper response, to be quite honest, because you almost kicked my ass. Came down to the wire.
Wowza! Now that's the sensei I know. That hunk of junk was no match for you.
She almost kicked my ass, dog.
Serves you right. Keep suffering. Friend against friend, beating the heck out of each other.
Whoa! A machine with the power of persona. She was made to fight shadows, but I had no idea what she was capable of. I feel like my mind's been drained even more than my body. It angers me to see that the general is watching over us with an expression of joy, as if we were some performers for his amusement. I look up and I glare at the monitor.
I don't know why you're making us fight, but it's pointless. We aren't fighting because we hate each other. The reason we can fight is because we respect and trust each other.
I mean, I, as you, just met this robot girl, but I guess I respect and trust her. As Chronos, yo, Aigis is awesome. A low growl. That's the only sound I hear. The real Teddy's never made such a hateful sound. It's actually rather scary.
You're such a dumbass.
Oh, Shadow. That was definitely a female voice there. The image on the monitor distorts along with that outburst. The general is having trouble remembering to act as someone else, and his face bulges and ripples disturbingly as his hate pours through the screen. Any pretense of copying the adorable stupidity of the real Teddy is gone now. Sometimes adorable, let's not go overboard. I noticed that the voice spitting out these hateful words is not Teddy's either.
Trust? So what if you don't hate each other? You're not like me. I was forced to fight against my will. I destroyed them with my own hands.
Yeah.
You should all have to go through the hell I've suffered. See how it feels to destroy everyone you call a friend.
Okay, so we're not killing each other. You did say to the death at the beginning, but clearly that was just optional.
I knew this was gonna happen. I would have made the rules so you had to kill your opponent to move on.
You called it a death match at the beginning of the game, but we kind of just skipped over that. The general on the monitor continues the rage.
What are you talking about? Why did you set this tournament up?
The moment I say that, I feel that all the dots have become connected. When Miss President was asked out of the blue if we were going to be forced to kill each other, that ominous muttering of killing one another, were these both something that had come directly from her past? Maybe she had been forced to fight against people she didn't want to fight. Had she been forced to destroy something that was precious to her? You mean like kill people that are close to her? Maybe. There's no way to know for sure. I'm kind of positive that there is actually a way to know for sure, given that, you know, she kind of freaked out last time we were talking to her and saying she didn't want to kill anymore and stuff like that. I'm going to just say almost like 99% sure that's confirmation, dog. Considering this, it kind of explains why her shadow would have created a tournament like this. That is, she wanted us to feel what she went through. Now, I might not be entirely correct, but I feel like I'm close to the truth. Should I just ask General Teddy about my suspicions? But as I'm considering raising my voice...
Pardon my eccentric entrance.
What?
Someone comes crashing through the ceiling. What in the world? I rush over to Aigis to protect her from the falling debris. Hi, Elizabeth. When I look up, I see a young woman emerge from the cloud of dust. Well, not as strange as Aigis, she seems a little uncommon as well. That's an understatement. But even besides that, why did she come through the ceiling? This room has doors. It makes no sense at all. I had been about to get to the heart of the matter with General Teddy, but the monitor in this room has been destroyed, along with the ceiling. Though she seems oblivious to my confusion, the girl cocks her head and apologizes again.
Oh, please excuse me. I didn't have the faintest idea that someone would be here.
Faintest?
Fame? Fiend?
No, not a
Something
fiend.
along those lines at any rate.
What the hell is she talking about? Who in the world is this person? The outfit should give it away, dog. Huh, wait a second. That blue suit she's wearing, it looks familiar. And with that silver hair and golden eyes, could it be?
You from the Velvet Room?
Ma, is this what's known as being hit on?
Give me a minute.
Forbidden ritual where one human approaches another based solely on appearance and bets on the inner self being equally attractive.
I love the way you put that, actually.
What? No, I'm not hitting on you.
Yet.
Just remind me of someone I know.
Okay, so that actually sounded like I really was hitting on her. No, I need to stop thinking about that. In any case, I need to ask her
Do
something.
you happen to know anyone by the name of Margaret?
Margaret.
When she repeats the name, her face seems surprisingly useful. I've been taken aback by her bizarre speech and actions, but could this girl be younger than me? Her profile simultaneously invokes the image of a pondering philosopher and an innocent girl. I can't figure out how exactly to speak to her. Should I be more polite? I guess that doesn't matter too much. Anyway, worrying about the niceties isn't the most important thing right now.
Actually, we should introduce ourselves first. I'm Yu Narukami.
Ah, that had slipped my mind also. My name is Elizabeth.
Hello, Elizabeth.
Dear me, to hear that name fraught with memories in such a mundane, remote place.
Oh, Margaret? She thinks of the world as a mundane place. That's confusing. Yes, you know, even Inaba may be out of the countryside, but I don't think it is as bad as people say it is. The girl, Elizabeth, suddenly bows elegantly to me.
My sister's name. Can I take that to mean that you are another guest of that room?
Yeah. I see. So she's Margaret's sister. So you have a sister. That would explain why she reminds me of her.
Elizabeth-san, huh?
Looks, maybe, yes. Personality, a little bit different.
Well, I guess that's the case. It's true that there was a time when I visited that room.
Igor, Margaret, and now Elizabeth. It seems that there are more people who call that place home than I thought. I think I'm glad I met Margaret last year instead of this girl.
Why is a resident of the Velvet Room here? Did Margaret send you with a message?
That's mean to Elizabeth.
I am currently utterly neglecting my duties.
You sound so happy about that.
Is that so?
That doesn't really tell me much, and I have no response anyways. So what possessed her to come blasting in through the ceiling instead of using the door? It's Elizabeth. I decided not to bother asking her that. I've met so many different people over the last year, but trying to have a conversation with this girl is like trying to ride a wild horse. She's just going to ignore the direction I'm trying to steer us towards and just veer off wherever she wants. Best to just hold on and go along with her for the ride then. Maybe if I pay attention, she'll tell me something worth my time. Even if I try to ask her any questions, she'll likely just be confused anyway. Just as I'm having that thought, the girl seemed to have noticed my hesitation and started to talk about herself. Her eyes are lit up with a sincere passion. She really is a hard one to read.
I have a certain desire. It may take a very long time for it to be realized. In order for my wish to be granted, I require a power much greater than what I have. The power of the wild card that changes bonds into strength. I have a feeling that the key lies there.
Okay.
I know a little about the wild card, but
I feel that the first glue to granting my wish lies within that power.
glue?
Glue?
No, clue.
Influenza.
What?
Something along those lines at any rate.
Not even close. She's having trouble coming up with the right words, but I can hear the sincerity in her speech. Probably... In other words, I think she means that the power of the wild card is related to her desire and came here. I don't think it's worth it to ask how she knew I had that power or where she found out about it. Well, it's not just you. I mean, Aigis has it, but you doesn't know that, so I guess that makes sense. He thinks it's about him. Just as I'm struggling to follow the meandering path of her conversation, she brings up an outrageous suggestion.
Might I suggest that you and I fight?
What? Someone please tell me how she reached the conclusion that this was a good idea. I don't think I have a chance of talking her out of it, though. But of course, I have to try, so I say, we're going to fight? Give me a break. We're going to fight, I guess.
How excited this is making me. My expectations are ascending.
Oh, hopefully not too high.
Speed. To be direct, I'd like for you to show me the potential slumbering within you.
Let me make sure of something, just in case. You understand what I'm saying, right? There's no illusions at work?
Such parlor tricks can get stuffed.
Okay. You tell him, Elizabeth.
I see. So you're actually in your right mind here.
That's debatable
Kind of,
still.
Impressive.
Well, maybe she understood what I meant when I mentioned the illusions. If that's so, then she at least must have some idea what's going on around here. And even though she might understand it, she still wants to fight me. I wonder though, is she unrelated to General Teddy's plans and invited herself into the tournament? Do the usual rules apply? As I think about this, Elizabeth-san taps her foot on the ground and takes a fighting posture. She really does want to fight. The huge leather-bound book in her hands opens, as if by itself. A torrent of power pours from the open book with a blue light. Everything's blue, like me and you. I can't believe that this strange girl has such unimaginable power. She seems so aloof. No, it may be more correct to call it an air of imminent violence.
All right. I won't be able to hold back.
To be honest, I was really only saying that in the hopes of bluffing her. I have absolutely no room to hold back in this fight. I hurriedly cast off my fear and focused on the upcoming battle. There's no room for doubt. I need to hit her with my full strength from the start. Even if I were to fight her with the intent of killing her, I'll be lucky not to end up dead myself. At least, that's how I feel. Elizabeth-san calmly begins the battle.
Let us do this. Your fate is in the cards.
Okay. Yu-Gi-Oh? Yeah! It's gotta be the fastest fight we've gone to from one to another, right? Yeah, I actually kinda expect you to load instantly. Okay, so Elizabeth is gonna kick my ass. Is that what's gonna happen? I feel like that's what's about to happen. Oh, Jesus. Thanatos, huh? Nope, go through there. Oh, God damn it. Stop mashing buttons. Okay, hold up. Command list. I keep trying. Yeah, I keep trying to do like one of these, and it's just not working. Huh. So SB, that's the gauge, I'm assuming? Okay, well, we'll just go from there. Ow, thank you. Thank you. May I have another?
Nice try.
I was gonna juggle your ass. Stop dodging! I didn't know you could dodge in this game.
Nice try.
Ha! Oh, Elizabeth, you're actually way... What is with my health? What's with my health? No, why did my health look like that? Also, yeah, Elizabeth, you ain't no thing but a chicken wing, girl. I guess was harder. Probably because I actually use moves against you instead of button mashing, but still! Oh. Oh, that's very nice. Just as I thought, I've managed to throw her off balance. Elizabeth-san gets back up elegantly as if nothing had just happened. Suddenly, I feel an intensity building up in the air, and don't tell me she hasn't been taking this seriously at all up until now. In the next moment, I'm swallowed into a torrent of power like a leaf being blown into the air without the slightest understanding of what's happening. I feel like they should have outlined the text a little bit, because sometimes the words, when they get to like the bright parts of the images or the backgrounds, they kind of blend in. My vision blurs as I've spun about, and before I can tell up from down, the floor jumps towards me and I slam to the ground. Am I going to lose? As my consciousness fades, I see the face of my friends and Aigis-san, all of those I had fought against up until now. It's like that story that you see your life flash before your eyes before you die. Am I dying? Can I really accept that? Am I about to have an anime power-up? It's not over! I haven't lost yet! It's not over. I haven't lost yet. I can still fight. I've come so far, I can't lose heart now. I desperately force my legs to move and manage to stand up again. Elizabeth-san shuts her book with an air of finality.
I see. I am quite content with this outcome. It seems you possess true strength.
Thanks. I should be in my 80, like level 80s. Like, I think that's when I ended Persona 4. The unyielding torrent of power suddenly ceases without a warning. Is it over? Even as I come to understand that, I continue to stand stock still, unable to move.
I believed you were at the limits of your stamina after the battle against Aigis earlier. In actuality, your heart almost gave in during your struggle with me. But each time you faltered, the many hearts supporting you gave you strength, helping you to rise again.
Look, I am a popular man. She cuts herself off and nods to herself as if to confirm some suspicion.
This was truly an intriguing battle. I believe our encounter has borne much flute.
I love flute.
Flute?
Flu?
No.
Chimneys.
What?
In any case, I am quite pleased.
How'd you reach chimneys? Even after battle, she acts like that. I feel like a fool for believing that she really would have killed me, even if it felt quite real at the time. I can't believe any of this. My legs give out under me and I sink to the ground. Maybe she understands how I feel. Elizabeth-san looks straight into my eyes.
May I ask you something?
I guess.
To continue fighting in order to prevent an undesirable future. It is a path of endless hardship.
This is true.
Would you still choose to walk it?
I mean, I kind of don't have a choice, but yes. Margaret had said something similar just before this tournament had begun. How had I overcome the ordeal concerning last year's case and opened the door? Margaret's and Elizabeth-san's words come together in my mind. Oh, okay, you give her some but not Margaret?
Yeah. Working for a better tomorrow isn't just a one-time thing. The tomorrows keep coming.
Opening the door is necessary, but it's not what's truly important. What's more important is making sure that you follow the path that's beyond the door. Only once you have that path in mind does it matter whether you've opened the door or not. That's how I
I
feel.
would keep fighting for the future we want.
Elizabeth-san smiles at my answer. It seems the former dweller of the Velvet Room is pleased with my answer. She must have chosen a path of her own at some point and is doing everything in her power to see it through. Maybe I'm jumping to conclusions, but I feel as if I'm able to understand her a little bit better now.
Well then, it's time for me to bid you adieu. By your leave, I, Elizabeth, am out of here.
Goodbye. With this, Elizabeth briskly walks out of the room. She caused me so much trouble, but I've also learned something about myself as well. I think I'll call it a draw. As I wave goodbye to Elizabeth, I hear Aigis getting to her feet behind me. Oh, yeah, Aigis, you missed Elizabeth.
Are you alright? You shouldn't force yourself to move.
I know you and Elizabeth weren't exactly like buddies, but you knew each other because of your visit to the Velvet Room. I was concerned at first, but Aigis doesn't seem to be very hurt, or damaged, or whatever you would say. She was likely just knocked out. I had absolutely no chance of winning if I had gone easy on her either. This is getting ridiculous.
You are very kind. We've only just met, and yet you're worried about a machine like myself.
Well, I don't like the way you say that, Aigis.
Isn't that normal?
Aigis-san laughs at my confusion.
Seeing you smile like that? I don't know. I just can't think of you as a machine. You have a heart, right? Then it doesn't matter whether you're man or machine.
Aigis-san stops laughing and thinks deeply for a moment. Probably just hit on some memories there with those comments. But after a few seconds, she looks back up at me with a very serious look in her eyes.
You defeated me in single combat. That will make it difficult for me to continue forward.
As impossible,
but
yes.
I believe I can trust you. Will you listen to my mission directive?
Sure. I have no reason to say no. I look at Aigis-san square in the eyes and nod reassuringly. And so Aigis-san told me about her directive, and it was truly surprising. There was another case involving personas and shadows outside of Inaba, even before our adventure last year. And she is a weapon with a heart, created with the express purpose of wielding a persona to fight the shadows. She believes that this current situation came to be because someone had stolen a similar weapon and caused it to enter the TV world.
So there's another girl robot with a heart like you?
Oh. Okay.
We came to this world to retrieve her. My older sister, the 5th generation anti-shadow suppression weapon, Labris. Is in this world somewhere.
Nanako, Miss President, her shadow, and now Labris. I have a mountain of tasks to accomplish now. But even though I have a lot to do, I can't ignore any of it.
Tell me more about Labris, and I'll do what I can to help you get her back.
Unfortunately.
Aigis-san's expression clouds. She said that she was a machine, but that she is really no different from a human. As I'm listening to her, I think about what this means in my search for Labris. It's not helpful.
So you don't know what she looks like, what she can do, or what equipment she's loaded with.
That's unfortunate. Basically, all she can tell me is that Labris is a robot who's built to look like a girl. Gee, I wonder who it could be. Wait a second, did I meet a girl I didn't know in the TV world, Miss President? Could Miss President be Labris?
Is there a possibility
they look
that
different,
she
though.
Looks, well, more human than you?
Yeah, okay. I was gonna say there's probably a better way to phrase that, but that is probably the best way to phrase
You
that.
mentioned earlier that she was your older sister, so I assume she was built before you, but...
My sister was an older model, a prototype for the 5th generation to be exact. It's doubtful that she would look more human than myself.
Okay. Then there's no way Miss President could be Labris. I could tell at first glance that Aigis-san was a machine. Miss President appears to be completely human. Though she is supernaturally strong, right? Like one smack from her, like threw Chie away. And she has a lot of stamina, and she's not affected by the TV world. Okay. I never once considered that she might not be human up until now. Really? But that just makes things even more complicated. What in the world is going on inside this TV?
Alright, in any case, I'll keep an eye out for her. But right now, I'm heading to the announcement room. If Labris is the cause of this, then I'm bound to meet up with her eventually.
I shrug slightly. I don't want to be so grave. Aigis-san must sense that I'm trying to do what I'm trying to do, and smiles.
Thank you. I will trust my sister's fate to you.
Ooh, horrible decision, really. Of course. I give Aigis-san a determined nod and run out of the classroom. But man, what a busy Golden Week! I have to make sure Nanako's okay, find Miss President, unmask whoever's masquerading as Teddy, and now search for Libris somewhere in here. Dots! If this wasn't happening, I'd be kicking it with my friends at the Junes food court. Yukio seemed to be trying to be coy, but I'm pretty sure that big bundle she was carrying was probably boxed lunches that she made. That's so sad, actually. That is just sad. As to how they might taste, well, let's not get sidetracked. I'm sure we'll all have enjoyed them anyways. They might still be good. Eventually, I would have called Nanako over and we would have brought some snacks together. There were things I wanted to buy from the Shiroku store, and I maybe have made it to Shozai Dai Gaku in time to buy at least one of their special croquettes. I think that's how you pronounce that. I wanted to talk to the owner of Daidara and get some books from the Menaido bookstore. I have had a steak bowl at Aigis, hung out with the fox at the Tatsumi Shrine, waited for my uncle so that we could have dinner, and tomorrow I had gone fishing! If the one who ruined my vacation caused all these problems is the same person who stole Libris, and if they've truly brought Nanako back into the TV world, I'll never let them get away. I'll catch them. Yeah, I'll never let them get away.
Make them pay.
Yeah, exactly. As I run out, I come across yet another blue door. Perhaps it's a sign that I need to calm down. True, I may have lost my cool for a moment.
Someone here? Again?
I reach towards the door with a relaxed smile. Hey Margaret, I met your sister. She's way weirder than you. Why? Why is that? I thought you guys didn't leave here, but Margaret is weird. Don't get me wrong. Margaret is a little weird. That's fine. But she seems to have some knowledge of the outside world, right? Not knowledge, but she seems to know how to act. Elizabeth does not. Just does not. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I mean, nothing against Elizabeth. I think Elizabeth is great, but at the same time, it's just stark differences. Maybe they had a class in the Velvet Room that taught people how to do this. It's the same with 5, too. The twins, they were kind of... I guess I probably shouldn't get into too much spoilers. I don't know. It's always kind of hard when you play games out of order like this, right? Anyways, I don't know. It just seems like Elizabeth is kind of... I guess the social... Not the social outcast, but... I don't know. It's like that she missed the class of how to act like a human. I don't know. Margaret is in her usual position. I glance around to see if there's anyone else in here. It looks like her nutcase of a sister isn't here. Okay, so you is just saying nutcase. I'm not saying she's a nutcase. She's a little eccentric. Margaret notices me looking and sighs in a seductive sound that also conveys annoyance.
It seems my sister has caused you some trouble.
A little bit.
Though this may mean that I'm not the only one who is drawn to the light of your potential.
There's a hint of tenderness towards her sister in her words. Her sister must be important to her. I can tell from the look on her face. Do I look like that when I talk about Nanako? Margaret pulls herself together and speaks again.
You have gained a new resolve by overcoming many doubts and falsehoods.
A new resolve. I find myself nodding along.
You have reached the threshold of truth, but man's hearts are mutable. That is why a resolve to continue fighting is more important than any one victory or defeat.
Okay.
Yeah, I understand.
But this will be a difficult battle without end. Are you equal to the challenge?
I guess. Why does this sound like it's a no turning back point? The way she puts it makes it seem as if she was testing me. I don't respond immediately and think about the question. It would be lying to say that I'm not worried. I know that my heart can be swayed by change. There's no knowing what will happen from moment to moment. But even then,
I have my friends. If I'm not alone, I can do it.
I see.
Margaret nods slightly in response.
I've heard your answer, but it's not enough. Remember what I told you before? The heart is shaken more by a single action than by 1,000 words.
Okay. As she smiles, my vision begins to blur. I hear words being repeated. I have reached the threshold of truth. Everything that's happened during the course of this case runs through my mind. The new appearance of the TV world, this tournament pitting us against each other, the student council president, and a fake Teddy. My encounter with a weapon with a heart, Aigis searching for her sister, Labris. The determination that I've gained through these constant battles. What I must accomplish. How do I show what I've decided through my action? We might be nearing the end of Yu's story? I don't know! It seems that the number of invisible walls have decreased. Could this mean that the end is near? Maybe! Just as I think that, I hear a familiar voice.
That's enough!
That was Miss President's voice. It was coming from the door to the announcement room. I've finally made it. I open the door to the announcement room and rush inside.
You're finally here. Hello, Sensei.
Hello, fake daddy.
Congratulations! How does it feel to have won the P-1 Grand Prix?
Do I get a dope belt or a trophy? The general smirks at me as I pass through the door. Behind him, Miss President and Rise. When the two of them see me, Miss President looks confused, while Rise's face lights up with joy.
There you are, Senpai. You're late.
Yeah, I know, I've been sidetracked completely. I have to stay cautious of the general, but I signal to the girls that everything will be alright now. The general is closer to them than I am. I can't afford to make any reckless moves just yet. And there's one more thing I need to know.
Teddy, where's Nanako?
I look around the announcement room, but Nanako is nowhere to be found. You please don't have a sister complex, man. Please, I actually like you a lot as a silence protagonist. I thought you and the Persona 4 cast were actually some of my favorite characters, so please don't do that. The general's face distorts with an ugly glee.
Nana-chan's right here. See?
Slowly, the general extends his arm that was held behind him. And there was Nanako. Her arms are clutched to her chest, and she slowly takes a few steps towards me, obviously frightened.
Nanako.
After taking a step forward, I noticed something bizarre. The general disappeared? For a brief instant, my full attention had been focused on Nanako. The general had been standing directly behind her, but now he's gone. So this isn't Nanako, then. Is it just Teddy? How could he have gone somewhere else that quickly, right in front of me, without me noticing it?
Bro.
While I'm confused about the general's disappearance, Nanako weakly calls to me. Nanako's obviously been weakened by being in the TV world. She totters towards me unsteadily, looking ready to collapse at any moment. I can think about the general later. We should probably think about the general now. I have to save Nanako right now. As I reach out to her, Rise yells,
Senpai, no! Nanako-chan's not there!
Okay. It's an illusion. Nanako's not here? What is she saying? She's right here. Just as I'm about to say so, my hand stops. Something's not right. I try to look into Nanako's face once more, and in her eyes I saw madness.
Oh, so close! Just a little more and Sensei would have been a goner!
You bastard.
I barely reacted in time to draw my sword to block the attack. The general suddenly appeared out of nowhere to attack me with his cane, and I get a good look at him as our weapons clash together. I see the madness in his face, the same madness that I had seen in Nanako's only a moment before. That's when I noticed that Nanako had disappeared. What's going on?
You've got it wrong, Senpai. It's all been him from the beginning. He can make whoever's looking at him see him as someone else.
So he's not actually taking on other forms?
No, he's just distorting the things you see and hear.
Okay, so he's been Rise and Teddy? But that's it? And Nanako, obviously, but still. That's right, the enemy is able to control what I see and hear. Like, I know he's been saying stuff as well through characters, but those were actually the people that I fought, yes? I'd realized that after all the battles I had today, but seeing Nanako just made me forget all that. The general laughs at this.
It's hard for me to show someone who isn't here. But you actually saw this Nanako girl? You're hopeless.
Okay, so I still think you're Miss President's Shadow, and I still think Miss President's Labris. Why don't you have a Bostonian accent, or is it New Yorker? They kind of sound the same to me after a while. I don't know. I know, like, there are some differences, but like, she sounded like she belonged in Fallout 4, yeah? Just like how my friends hadn't actually gone crazy before our fight, Nanako had never been brought into this world in the first place. The appearance before me is a fake. She disordered our senses all to make us suffer. But just as I thought he couldn't deceive Risei's Persona's ability, or just as I thought he couldn't deceive Risei's Persona's ability, that's why he kidnapped her, to keep her from warning us during his tournament. Now that I know that, I push the General's cane away and jump back towards the girls in order to distance myself from him. Good, now I'm between them and the General. Then I look straight at the one behind this bizarre situation.
Who in the world are you?
You still can't tell? Seriously, the level of intelligence around here. Fine then. Here, get a good look.
I'm assuming it's gonna be Labra. Ooh, we get anime? Oh, that is just horrifying, actually. Okay, machine body. Way too short of a skirt. Those wings? Yeah, those are wings. Okay. And it is Miss President, yes. Okay, those are not wings. It's an axe. Okay. That is a clever axe.
I am a shadow. The true self.
So I hear.
That's my face.
I saw metal limbs, golden eyes, and a ponytail. And a mirror image of Miss President's face, even though she was standing behind me, trembling.
How about it? You wanted to see what I am, didn't you? Why does she look like me? That's its true form. That thing is your shadow. This is a shadow? She really came from inside me?
Yeah. Also, I think the accent's cooled down since the first time we met her. Maybe it's just her emotions. I don't know. Risei tries to calm Miss President, but the girl shakes her head in denial and squeezes her eyes shut. While Miss President refuses to look at this mechanical-looking being, I now understand what's going on. Because this isn't the first time I've seen a robotic girl before. All the facts matches up. The way she was able to run so fast without so much as breathing heavily, even in the TV world. The sense of wrongness that I had when Miss President had asked me about killing my friends, the way she avoided telling me her name, that superhuman strength when she hit Chie, and that incredible jump to get away from us. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. And the Shadow's ability to interfere with the senses of other people. Just as Margaret had said, all the pieces to the puzzle were laid out before me. They've all come together, and now I can see the truth. She is indeed Labris. And Labris, another weapon with a heart, stolen by someone unknown and thrown into a TV world, created the school and forced us to fight our friends. This deep-rooted depression regarding her past memories, all of this took the form of Labris' shadow, who manipulated everything in here.
Labris, don't look away. If you don't accept her, she'll get even stronger.
Miss President Labris only shivers when I call out to her. There has to be some reason why she believed that she was the student council president. Just just wishful thinking, like delusion, right? So the way, from the sound of it, it looks like she hasn't had a fun time in life, right? So maybe she created an alternate personality. But why does she look human? Could that be the shadows doing as well, or her doing in the shadow world? Huh. But that's just a disguise. More for her than us. No matter how comfortable it is, it's only there to cloud her eyes from the truth.
I don't know what your past was like. It must have had some painful memories. But you have us with you now. We're going to get you out of here.
I call out the labyrinth while keeping an eye on the shadow. A shadow in the darkness within a person's heart. Unless it is accepted by the person it came from, it will never disappear for good. But with that in mind, how does she have a shadow? She has a persona, does she not? I thought you couldn't have a shadow if you had a persona, game. All we can do is watch over her as she accepts this darkness within her. What if she actually... No. Because she seems to know. Well, she seems to be purposely forgetting, maybe. I was going to say, maybe she lost her memory. Would that cause her persona to go away? We'll have to protect her when the shadow goes berserk and tries to kill her. But Labrys continues to shake her head and tremble violently. My words aren't getting through to her.
You hear that, me? Your friend is trying to tell you something. Too bad he doesn't understand at all. His thoughts are so hopelessly naive.
I mean, that might be true. The shadow laughs shrilly. It continues to smear more poison into Labyrinth's heart.
Make them feel my pain. What it's like having to murder one another.
I mean, it's probably shitty.
That sadness and pain and anguish. Everything went black, and I was always left alone. I'm a weapon, a machine made only to fight. No human can understand my suffering.
Okay, but I met another one like you. You probably saw her on the monitor, no? You could probably talk to her.
Stop! I've had enough. I'm human. I'm not like that.
This isn't good. I settle into a fighting stance, ready for anything, though I have a good idea what's going to happen.
Oh, you're still clinging to that. Then take a look at what you really are.
The shadow's eyes gleam with golden light. The change begins immediately. A shimmer runs across Labyrinth's body. Instead of the normal human girl there had been a moment ago, she has a metallic body, just like the shadow.
No! No!
Labyrinth loses all composure and scratches at her arms, trying to tear away the metal that had appeared. You probably don't want to do that, but there was more to her change than just her arms. Her legs, waist, chest, even her head, everything not covered by her clothing, was now obviously mechanical. The reality that she didn't want to face. There are no words we can say to her. No matter what we say, reality won't change. Labrys falls to her knees and finally mutters the words I was dreading she'd say. To be continued. What? What? You asshole hit me with... You hit me with... A to be continued? I should have just left... Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna add this episode to the last episode, cause shit. All right. What do you mean to be continued? Can I just start it up again? Or does it start over? Blue. The force. Oh shit! Really? Okay. So this looks exactly like the intro we had. All right, so that's the end of your story, or to be continued, I guess.
No.
So I guess I'll just head back. Can I just go back to the story select? Thank you. All right, yeah. I'll add this to the last episode. We'll make the last episode like a 45-minute episode, which is like standard, I think, at this point for this. And say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, press like below. If you're not subscribed yet, want to hear my video section, check out some of the content, see if it's to your liking. If you're interested in watching me live stream at twitch.tv/ChronosPlays, give my channel a follow to be notified when I go live. Either way, thanks for watching. Hope you all have a great day.